weekend at Feez's. I feel like it's been too long. I actually said in one of my earlier videos, Friendo Friday, um, you have probably seen it. The whole world's talking about it. Which reminds me, I forgot to turn on this delightful fireplace. And I know what you're thinking, Feez. You're in a tropical shirt. It seems like it's pretty warm already. And you'd be correct. But that's why, as mentioned in one of my other videos, you'll have to go through them. That's why I turned it down to 65, and I just let the flames roar. Is that gay? Maybe to you. Did you take it that way? You did that. But see, folks, that's what we do. Every word that comes into our head, we place meaning to it. And at the end of the day, we decide what meaning we give to whatever words we hear. As I went over in some of my other videos, the news knows that. And they fox with you, if you will. I said fox. A fox is a furry-tailed animal. Which reminds Hugh, I know exactly what Hugh's doing because I love Hugh. And Jackaroo, and Oscar too. And the Todfather, the Slice and the Bice, the Sherry Boo and the Linda Lou, and the Dr. Robinson, the Schmoopaloop, if you will. Geez, to the window, to the rolls. We're gonna make it sizzle. Which reminds me, I forgot to give a couple shout outs in one of my earlier videos entitled Acknowledgements and Future Plans, which you have probably seen at this point. As I said, the whole world's talking about them. And so the reason for my title, wait, I get everybody? Bust money. Said money. Jeez, come on, Feez. Don't blow this now. I think I'm good. Did I get it? Okay. Those are my former coworkers. They know who I'm talking about, but I did not want to air their dirty laundry, but they have none, because they're great people, and they should feel good about that. Anywho, it's kind of a celebration of sorts over at the chill side. The Venmo donations have been literally coming in from all over the world, which I cannot thank you all for enough. You know, I said it in my old videos that, you know, I felt rich before I started making all these, but you folks made me that way through your $5 hollers and your dimes, and you know, take my words however you want to take them. But I love you all, and it's about love. It's about loving yourself. It's about believing in yourself. It's about not placing limitations on your abilities, because the truth of the matter, folks, as you will see in the second or third video I posted, entitled First Song Ever, because that was my first song ever, and it was a very simple little tune, but we've come a long way. And I did that because I started going a little farther every time I practiced. And my dad always said, he said, one of his best friends, a man by the name of Short, who is anything but, excuse me, he said that back in the day, Mr. Short, who is also an artist, a phenomenal artist, you should check out his work. And like my dad always said, it's nice to work with another professional. But back in the day, Mr. Short wanted to learn calculus. And my father told me that Mr. Short just put his nose in the calculus book. That was, and just studied calculus. And that's all he focused on. And he learned calculus because that's what he wanted to do. And that's the approach that I took to piano. And folks, I've got to say, it has paid off quite nicely, if you will. You thought I was going to say handsomely, folks, but that's what we do. Is we anticipate words based upon the words that we're used to hearing. So when somebody says something different, it comes as a little bit of a shock to us. Which is why a message of love might be such a shock to you all, because that's not what we hear on a daily basis, is it? It's not. But that is the reason for me making these videos. Is just to provide a message of love, to say, hey, frienderinos, maybe instead of worrying about what some anonymous source has to say, maybe take it straight from the Feez's mouth, if you will. And I will, and as you can see in my other videos, I certainly did. And to that, I say that's delightful, and I say everybody that I know and those that I do not yet know, that you are all delightful. And my phone has been locked up due to the Venmo donations of Chillside. And follow me on Instagram, please do, because I just post things of delight every day, and it's not about me though. You choose, friendos, and I gotta say, and I can only speak from personal experience, but it's a better way to live, my friends. Still working on that, which reminds me, Billy Joel. I'm so glad that you're watching this, Billy. You, sir, are invited to be the headliner at the biggest party in the world. Venue not yet set. I do know that everybody is invited. Literally everybody. Because that's what it's all about, folks. So let's do the hokey pokey and turn ourselves around and make for a brighter tomorrow. I love you all. Enjoy this little ditty which I have composed. I write symphonies now, and I write them on the spot. And you might ask, Feez, how did you do this? Because I just said, you know what? I'm going to start writing symphonies. And so, damn it, I made it so. And I'm saying you can too, folks. And I love you all. And thank you for all the love. And let's roll that beautiful bean footage, if you will. Which reminds me, I would like to be the new spokesman for, what is it? The beans, it's not the one that's name's first word is the old sneaker company van. It's not that one, I don't think. It may be, but I do not want to give any false endorsements. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, bean footage is from a 90s commercial. And if I need to remind you, things were pretty darn delightful in the 90s, folks. Michael Jackson was trying to heal the world, which was fantastic. Michael, if you were still around, you would be invited to the biggest party in the world, but of course. Elton John, you were most certainly invited to the biggest party in the world. Tina Turner, the Rolling Stones. I gave them all shout-outs on my Instagram, at Chillside Central. And good news, friendos, you are all invited. Because, folks, you don't have to ask permission to get together with friends and have a good time. Um, and I feel like sometimes we feel like we do these days. But I invite you all to drop by the chill side if you would like. I'd love to have you, and I miss you all, and I love you very much. Anywho, that's decent. We'll probably write a little ditty with that one. See, that's the beauty, folks. You too can create beautiful music if you just try. Anywho, folks, I don't know. Might make a CD because that sounded pretty darn good if I do say so myself. And that's all I'm trying to say, folks, is that say so yourself. Just don't hurt anybody in the process, and you're good. Don't hurt yourself. There's no need to. Because it's all gravy, baby. Anywho, I'm gonna leave this tape rolling because YouTube pays you more. Not YouTube, Bono, but that reminds me, Bono, U2 are invited. And Bono's a great guy. I don't know what your opinion of him is, but the fact is, that man has spent millions and millions of his own money helping the world, and that's a good thing, folks. And that's what I'd like to do. Anywho, but we're still working on that. I'm going to leave the camera rolling because YouTube, as I was trying to say, YouTube pays you more the longer people watch, and maybe somebody will just leave this up on their computer, and that's okay because at least it's not on some BS news article. Anywho, I love you all. You all know that. So enjoy the metronome. The metronome kind of sounds like a cash register, which is what I feel like today, folks. So you enjoy, and we'll see you all this weekend at the biggest party in the world. Why is the metronome not working? Classic reboot. Anywho. Weekend at Feez's, folks. And I'm not saying it's about me. It's about you. Have a weekend at Bernie's if you want to. Which reminds me, Bernie, you're a great, great man. Anywho, I gotta roll. You guys enjoy your Friday. Woo! Anywho, friend runs. I really do need my phone. I need to go film some more delightful things and put them on Instagram. If you're just tuning in, do follow me on Instagram. As they say, folks, the rest is history. Love you all.